The Korea Republic national football team represents South Korea in international association football and is controlled by the Korea Football Association. South Korea is one of the most successful Asian teams and has participated in 8 consecutive and 9 overall FIFA World Cup tournaments, the most for any Asian team. Despite going through 5 World Cup tournaments without winning a match, South Korea became the first and currently only Asian team to reach the semi-final stages when they co-hosted the 2002 tournament with Japan. They have since improved their ability to play on foreign soil and were able to reach the round of 16 in the 2010 World Cup. They also won the first 2 editions of the AFC Asian Cup in 1956 and 1960, finishing in second in 1972, 1980, and 1988, and third in 2000, 2007, and 2011. The team is commonly nicknamed the Reds by both fans and the media due to the color of their primary kit. This has led to the creation of an official supporting group referred to as the Red Devils in 1995. History: pre-1954, Koreans were not introduced to football until 1882, when British crew members played a game while their vessel was visiting the Incheon port. In 1921, the first All-Korea football tournament was held, and then in 1928, the Korea Football Association was organized, which created a foundation to disseminate and develop football in Korea. In 1940, however, the Governor-General of Korea forced the Korea Football Association to dissolve. Following the establishment of the Republic of Korea, the Korea Football Association was reinstated in 1948. The KFA became a member of FIFA, the international football governing body, in 1948. The same year, the Korea national team made its international debut at the Olympic Games in London. The KFA joined the AFC in 1954. Since the 1960s, South Korea has emerged as a major football power in Asia, winning several prestigious Asian football championships including the first 2 AFC Asian Cup tournaments, but have failed to win the title since their last triumph in 1960. The Korean Professional Football League was launched in 1983. This not only pleased domestic fans, but it has also upgraded the level of the Korean football. The traditional rival of the South Korean national football team is Japan. The South Korea football team had 75 matches with the Japanese football team and won 40, drew 22, lost 13 matches. However, in the last 12 games both teams have 3 wins each with 6 draws. The Korean and Japanese football rivalry began when they became opponents in the AFC World Cup qualifiers since the initial formation of the World Cup, 1954 to 1989, in their first World Cup finals tournament, the 1954 World Cup as the second Asian team to ever enter the World Cup after the Dutch East Indies. South Korea played games against Hungary and Turkey, losing 9-0 and 7-0 respectively. It would take 32 years before South Korea was able to participate in the World Cup finals again. South Korea would later participate in the first Asian Cup in 1956. They drew with Hong Kong but defeated Israel and South Vietnam to take first place. They hosted and won the second Asian Cup in 1960, winning all of their games. However, they failed to repeat this success and lost all their games in the 1964 Asian Cup and failed to qualify in 1968. They recovered in 1972 and took second place. They once again failed to qualify in 1976 but reached second place again in 1980. In 1986, South Korea was able to qualify for the 1986 FIFA World Cup held in Mexico, their first since 1954. They however failed to win a game, losing 3-1 to Argentina, drawing 1-1 with Bulgaria, and losing 3-2 to Italy. Their next major tournament was the 1988 AFC Asian Cup, in which they won all their games in the group stage and defeated China 2-1 in the semi-finals but lost on penalties 4-3 in the final against Saudi Arabia. 1990 to 2001, in the 1990 FIFA World Cup, they lost all their games against Spain 3-1, Uruguay 1-0, and Belgium 2-0. South Korea failed to qualify for the 1992 Asian Cup as well. In the 1994 FIFA World Cup they managed to draw with Spain 2-2. Hong Young-bo scored a goal and assisted teammate Seo Young-won with the second, with both goals occurring in the last 5 minutes of the game. In their next game they earned another draw with Bolivia 0-0. In their last game against Germany they nearly managed another draw with Wang Sun-hong and Hong Young-bo each scoring a goal in the second half after being down 3-0, but they were unable to score thereafter and were defeated 3-2. In the 1996 Asian Cup they barely managed to make it out of the group stage as they ranked third on their group, losing to Kuwait on goal difference. A comparison made between all the third-ranked teams in each group allowed South Korea to advance. However, they suffered a 2-6 loss to Iran in the quarter-finals, conceding 5 goals in the second half. Afterwards, former South Korean legend Ka Bum-kun became the head coach going into the 1998 FIFA World Cup. After performing well in the qualification, however, the team played poorly in the tournament, losing to Mexico 3-1 and the Netherlands 5-0. Ka was sacked after the loss to the Netherlands. The team then managed a 1-1 draw against Belgium. In the 2000 AFC Asian Cup, South Korea managed to advance out of the group stage and defeated rivals Iran 2-1 in the quarter-finals but were beaten by Saudi Arabia 2-1 in the semi-finals. They defeated China 1-0 to gain third place. 2002 World Cup, South Korea co-hosted the 2002 FIFA World Cup tournament with Japan. As they had never won a game in the World Cup previously, hopes were not very high. However, led by Dutch coach Guus Hiddink from the Netherlands and assistant coach Pim Verbeek, the South Korean team achieved their first ever victory in the World Cup with a 2-0 victory against Poland. Their next game was against the United States and earned a 1-1 draw, with striker Ahn Yoo-hwan scoring a late-game equalizer. Their last game was against the favoured Portuguese side. Portugal earned 2 red cards in the match, reducing them to 9 men, and Park Ji-sung scored the winning goal in a 1-0 victory, allowing the South Korean team to qualify for the second round for the first time in their history. South Korea's second-round opponents were Italy, who they defeated 2-1 in a very physical match. The Korean team was down for most of the match, but Sol Ki-yeon scored an equalizer in the 88th minute, allowing the game to go through to extra time. Ahn Yoo-hwan scored the winner with a headed golden goal, allowing them to advance to the quarter-final. South Korea faced Spain in the quarter-finals. The game went to penalties and South Korea won the penalty shootout 5-3, becoming the first Asian team to reach the Final Four. The South Korean team's run was halted by a 1-0 loss to Germany in the semi-finals. They lost to Turkey 3-2 in the third-place match to gain fourth place. This level of success was unprecedented for a country that had never before won a game in the World Cup. They had gone further than any Asian team and upset several established European teams in the process, leading to an increase in the popularity of football in the country. Hiddink became a national hero in South Korea, becoming the first person to be granted honorary citizenship in addition to being given a private villa. 2003 to 2010. After Hiddink's departure, there was a greater emphasis on hiring foreign coaches. As a result, Portuguese coach Humberto Carvalho became the new manager. Under his management, Korea participated in and won the first EAFF East Asian Cup in 2003. However, they had less success the next year in the Asian Cup, losing to Iran in the quarter-finals. Afterwards, Carvalho resigned and was replaced by Dutch coach Jo Bonfrere. South Korea hosted the East Asian Cup in 2005, this time achieving fourth place. Korea qualified for the 2006 World Cup after defeating Kuwait in the qualifiers, finishing second in Group B after Saudi Arabia. By this point, Bonfrere had come under heavy criticism for the team's poor performance during the 2005 East Asian Cup as well as a defeat to Saudi Arabia during World Cup qualification. As a result, the Korean Football Association named Dick Advocaat the new coach to lead the team into the World Cup. During the 2006 World Cup, South Korea achieved their first World Cup victory outside Asia by beating Togo 2-1, with goals from Lee Chun-soo and Ahn Yoo-hwan. Their next game was against France. France held the advantage for most of the game, but a goal by Park Ji-sung allowed the South Korean team to draw with the eventual finalists. This placed South Korea at the top of their group, but they lost their last game 2-0 to Switzerland, which eliminated them from the tournament. Korea's next major tournament was the 2007 Asian Cup. Without star players such as Lee Young-pyo, Park Ji-sung, and Sol Ki-yeon, they managed to make it out of the group stage with only 4 points. They defeated Iran in the quarter-finals but lost to Iraq in the semi-finals. They then defeated Japan to achieve third place. All of Korea's matches outside the group stage were decided by penalty shootouts. Later, it was discovered that during the tournament, 4 veteran players, including then-captain Lee Woon-jae, broke team rules to go on a late-night drinking binge in an Indonesian bar. Each of the 4 players were banned from national team participation for at least 2 years. Pim Verbeek, the national coach at the time, resigned after the tournament, taking blame for the team's unsatisfactory performance. He also criticized the unrealistic expectations from the fans. Afterwards, South Korea chose its first Korean coach since 2000 when Hyung-moo, who had previously coached the team, was appointed in 2008. Under his management, the South Korean team managed to win the 2008 East Asian Cup, go undefeated for 27 consecutive games in 2009, and qualify for the 2010 World Cup, 2010 World Cup and after. South Korea won the 2010 World Cup AFC qualification with 16 points, 7 wins and 7 draws in total. In the 2010 World Cup they were placed in Group B. They won their first game against Greece 2-0, with goals from Lee Young-soo and Park Ji-sung. They then faced Argentina and suffered a large loss 4-1, including an own goal by forward Park Chu-young. They then obtained a 2-2 draw in a hard-fought match against Nigeria, with Lee Young-soo scoring in the tournament once more and Park Chu-young redeeming his own goal from the previous game by scoring from a free kick. This allowed them to make it to the second round for the first time on foreign soil. In the knockout stage they met Uruguay. Uruguay took an early lead with a goal from Luis Suarez. South Korea equalized in the second half with an after Lee Chong-yong scored but conceded another goal by Suarez in the 80th minute. Despite maintaining the majority of the possession in the second half, South Korea was unable to equalize again and were eliminated from the tournament. In the 2011 AFC Asian Cup they finished second in their group, losing to Australia on goal difference. They defeated Iran 1-0 in the quarter-finals and faced rivals Japan in the semi-finals. The match ended 2-2 but South Korea was defeated 3-0 in a penalty shootout. They faced and defeated Uzbekistan 3-2 to get third place for the second Asian Cup in a row. They managed to win the Fair Play Award and midfielder Koo Ja-chul finished as the tournament's top scorer. South Korea narrowly qualified for the 2014 World Cup and Brazil by finishing second in their group via goal difference. Head coach Choi Kang-hee took responsibility for the team's poor performance and resigned following the loss to Iran in the last match of qualification. He was replaced by former player Hong Young-bo, who had captained the 2002 World Cup team and coached the under-23 team to a third-place finish at the 2012 Olympics. South Korea started its 2014 World Cup campaign against Russia, with forward Lee Kyun-ho scoring in the second half after coming to sub-in for Park Chu-young. Russia equalized 6 minutes later and the game ended in a 1-1 draw. South Korea suffered a disastrous 4-2 loss to Algeria in their second game, conceding 3 goals by half-time with no shots on goal. Son Heung-min and Koo Ja-chul both scored goals in the second half but the South Koreans were unable to equalize, leaving them at the bottom of their group. They lost their final game against Belgium 1-0, eliminating South Korea and leaving them without a single win for the first World Cup since 1998. Recent results and fixtures. AAAA a win, AAAA a draw, AAAA a loss. International friendly, 2013 EAFF East Asian Cup, 2014 World Cup, 2015 Asian Cup. Coaching staff, managers, players, current squad. Players called for the 2014 FIFA World Cup caps and goals correctors of June 26, 2014, after the match against Belgium. Recent call-ups: the following players have also been called up to the South Korea squad within last 12 months. Retired players are not listed. Records: as of June 26, 2014, squads, competitive record, all-time records, as of June 26, 2014, denotes draws include knockout matches decided on penalty kicks. Red border color indicates tournament was held on home soil. Honors: FIFA World Cup, 4th place, 2002, AFC Asian Cup, winners, 1956, 1960, runner-up, 1972, 1980, 1988, 3rd place year 1964, 2000, 2007, 2011, Asian Games, gold medal, 1970, 1978, 1986 silver medal, 1954, 1958, 1962, bronze medal, 1990, East Asian Football Championship, winners, 2003, 2008, runner-up, 2010, Dynasty Cup, winners, 1990, runner-up, 1992, 1995, 3rd place year 1998. CONCACAF Gold Cup, 4th place year 2002, other awards, FIFA World Cup Most Entertaining Team, winners, 2002, national team record. Sponsorship: primary sponsors include Fila, Nike, KT, Hana Bank, Hyundai, Dorm, Kyobo Life, Asiana Airlines, E1 Corporation, Samsung, Sports Toto, Height, and Samel Farm. Kit manufacturer, Kit Evolution, first kit, second kit, other combinations, see also, Korea Football Association, South Korea national football team results, South Korea national football team records, Be the Reds. Red Devils, Korea Republica Euro-Japan football rivalry, North Korea Euro-South Korea football rivalry, Konganseng, list of national football teams, references. External links: Korea Football Association, English, Japanese, South Korea Red Devils, South Korea FIFA, Rock Football, news, info and features on Korean football.